Good morning. Yes, we have kitty cats. That's their favorite spot. They like that spot. They do have a little house on the porch. They rarely use it. I don't know. But anyway, I had told y'all last week that I was going to get my beds finished. Obviously, I did not. Let me move this back out. My mint is doing well. But that we have decided that the stairs need to just go ahead and come down from the front. Hugh has the lumber cut for the plant wall that's still going there, but obviously there'll still be that opening, so there'll be a plant wall on either side, and then there will be a plant wall closing this side in. It won't go all the way up to the ceiling, simply because I want to be able to have my breakfast table there and look out and see the cattle. The cattle are over there beside the little barn, but that's such a pretty view right there. And once we get our driveway area revamped, there won't be vehicles sitting here. That whole section right there, the vehicles will be down there where the tractor's at, basically. And this whole section right there will be raised beds full of perennials and some annuals, and that will be a beautiful, beautiful sight, especially in the spring and summer and even into the fall. So yes, I'm so excited. I hear tree trimmers up there. All right, but let me take you around and show you what is going on. I had completely finished this bed, and it's doing its thing, getting ready for spring. That's what will happen everywhere else. This bed over here, I probably won't even mess with it right now, because once we get these stairs built, we're going to reshape this bed. And I think I'm going to take out this sharp little curve right here and make it into more of just a little rounded area right here. And because we're doing, yeah, I changed my mind a lot, but because we're doing away with these stairs, we're going to continue this bed all the way down to the end of the house right there. Look how that needs to be spray washed. I've been saying that for months. But anyway, it'll be this side right here will be wonderful for growing in the summer months when it's just really, really hot. It'll get enough of the morning sun to have some spinach and salad greens. I know it's a good spot because I grew those things right here a couple of years ago, and they grew nicely way up until July. So that was great. That was great. But you can see how sharp that corner is. I just want to round it on around. And those stairs will be gone. The plant wall, I hate to show you all that mess on the porch. The plant wall will be here. I'm saying it will probably be about 36 inches tall. I want to leave it low enough so that if I'm sitting out here eating breakfast or drinking coffee, I can see over top of it. But it'll be a plant wall like the two plant walls beside the opening over there will be when we get it built. The lumber is there waiting to be used. But Hugh's going to bust out this little area right here, this little rock walkway. We won't need that. And I have enough of these little flagstones or rocks or whatever, these little flat ones. I've got to repair the walls all the way around. They're old. The concrete, after so long a time, and they get stepped on, people walking in and out of the flower beds to work in them. They've just been shaken loose over time. So there's a lot of areas that need to be just totally repaired. And my brother, who is a brick and block and concrete mason, has told me how to do that. So I know how to make it happen. All right. And then over here, I have this bed cleaned out now, and it's ready for me. I'm going to go get the little tractor, bring myself a load of compost up here, and put it in there, fill it in, spread it around, and then put the black plastic over top, put the the blocks of wood to hold it down for the winter time, and that will be ready to work on in the spring. But as you can see, I mean, the rock has been busting off of everything. It's busting off of the steps. So Hugh said he's just going to go ahead and just tap the concrete completely loose, take all of that rock off of there. And for right now, we'll just go back to the concrete stairs. They were fine when my mother-in-law had them, when this work was done, probably 27, 28 years ago. The concrete steps were fine, so we'll know when we get down in there if they're okay for another few years, and we'll just leave them alone and deal with it. And so this one's ready to compost and cover over with the black plastic. I trimmed my wisteria back drastically, and I'm going to let it wrap along this little railing. The railing itself needs to be, probably the top piece of wood needs to be replaced. You can see how it's cupped up here. The rest of it actually looks fairly solid, but I'll probably have Hugh cut me some 2x6s this winter. I'll let those dry, get them ready to go on in the spring, and hopefully get this all repainted before I start planting in there this spring. And then this one down here is emptied out and ready for the same thing, some compost and some black plastic, and it will be ready to go. I'm walking around here. I've got just a few, there were just a couple of pumpkins left. I'm going to take them around and put them in my little shed or outside the shed so I can feed those to the chickens. That's what we've been doing with them, is throwing them one every few days, and they enjoy that. They do. It's a beautiful day. When I came out here this morning, it's probably close to 9 o'clock, and it was 53 degrees. Right now it feels like it's at least 65. It's just yummy. So I still have this bed to clear out, and there's hollyhocks in here that I think I'm going to attempt digging up and just go ahead and move them over here along the fence line, just because they were beautiful. If y'all remember, they were kind of a mauvey pink, I guess. I don't know, peachy pink. But they were just absolutely gorgeous. And it's going to hurt my heart to cover in down in there, because I know there's probably tons and tons of seed. But if they'll live for me, I can get them moved. And hollyhocks are actually, they're pretty hardy. So they might move and just produce next year. I do want to save some of the seeds if they do. And I had saved seeds this year, but I don't know what I did with them. I'm hoping I took them inside and put them in a paper bag. That's what I hope. But I don't remember that for certain. Hugh has a little load of firewood down here. And then he has a load of firewood up there. I have asked him, I said, can we just put the firewood down here instead of on the step or on the sidewalk in front of the house? But right now the house is just, it's such a mess. There's so many things that I'm hoping to have cleaned up and put back together this spring, that I don't want firewood sitting in front of it. He said the firewood will all be gone by springtime, don't worry about it. So anyway, same thing with this little railing right here. It's got to be revamped a little bit and then painted. But on this side over here, I had something specific in mind. Hugh and I had talked about it. It was a good idea, and I don't remember what it was. But you can see, again, right here we have where the rock has just fallen off. If it was, yeah, I think it was on this. I'm certain it was. You can see where it came off down there. It's just popped off everywhere. Just, I don't know why. I like to think that if my daddy and my brothers had done this job, that it would still be intact after 28 years. But I don't know. It just may be maybe the way it happens because of, you know, the quality of the concrete, or just the freezing and thawing and freezing and thawing over time. But there again, you can see down there where it's just came off. And so what we're going to do is just tap off all of this rock, and I'm going to clean it up and use it where I can, and then we'll be tapping off all of this rock on this side. You can see where it just came off in big chunks. That whole corner post needs to be replaced, obviously. But you know, things like this, it's just work. There's just a lot of work when things degrade and start falling apart. It's just work that you have a hard time staying on top of or getting ahead of. So we'll just do it as we can. And I think then we're just going to stucco the block. We'll just stucco it back, not putting these rock back up. Not interested in doing that. That's a lot of work that I just don't want to do. So anyway, yeah. Do you ever look around and see the volume of work that needs to be done and just get so tired you just want to go back to bed and cover your head up? I have those days. I do. I have those days. But anyway, it's still beautiful. And look up there. Some of those oak trees are still just hanging on to their color. I love oaks. They are so pretty. The little rose bed, I look forward to seeing it this spring. I think everything made it through the transfers, and I'll look forward to seeing those little green leaves shoot out and then their beautiful little blooms, because I do believe that they'll go ahead and bloom for me this year. And the peacock comes down and digs in my mulch and uncovers the plastic. He's a booger. I love that bird. But anyway, I just thought y'all should see what was going on here. I wish you were here. we could have a work party, girls. That's what I'm saying. It's like there's no shortage of work. If I were at your house, I'd love to help you do your thing too. I had a good friend when Aaron was little. The two of us, we both felt guilty about spending time just getting together and goofing off. So we would actually get together once a week at either her house or my house and work on a project. We'd either clean out cabinets or scrub windows or whatever. But we had such a blast visiting that way, and Aaron and Kristen got to visit, and we've got to repair this little well house. He hit it with whichever vehicle, I can't remember, and knocked it off. So you can see where it was busted. So he shortened it a bit and put it back on there, but it's got to be straightened up because that bugs me big time. So we've got to put a support piece of wood on both sides and down this side and disguise all that mess, and it will get painted when all that gets painted. But hadn't decided, with this green roof, haven't decided what to do the accent colors in. I'd like to get rid of the mildew on the house, and any of y'all that deal with vinyl siding, especially white. For some reason, I don't know why white seems to be such a difficult color. Well, I guess it's just because it's light. The algae obviously shows up much easier. But our house needs cleaned and Chelsea's house needs cleaned. So that's on the to-do list. But anyway, I'd like to stay with some old farmhouse color. With the roof being so green, I do not want to do the gray. I just don't think the gray and the green complement each other. And the porch railings and everything, I may just do white. I don't know. It's going to have to, if any of you all know of a really, really, really good exterior paint, one that will last a good amount of time, let me know in the comments what it is and the brand name or whatever, because it has been our experience over the past probably 20 years, we haven't found a really good exterior paint. I don't know, I know that the EPA is trying to protect the environment, and I have no qualms about that, but whatever has happened to the paint, whatever changes were made in the paint, it has no longevity, and it's just discouraging to know that you're going to have to repaint something that's tedious within 5 years. I don't like to paint that. I don't like that type of painting, y'all. Okay. Well, there's our babies up there. Let me zoom you in a little bit. They're all up there in the shade. Let's see, yeah. Our bellies are full. We're just going to hang out in the shade. And it's not a hot day, but I guess when you are black in color, like they are, that black fur catches and holds the heat. But anyway, well, y'all, that's just kind of all I wanted to show you today. Like I said, I wish you were here. We'd have a work party, and then we could go to someone else's house and have a work party. They used to do that years ago, in farming communities especially. These crazy geese. We don't see what they're up to. Hold your ears. But I remember when Hugh and I first got married, the families all still worked together to put up the hay and put up the tobacco, and it was actually great fun. It was hard work, exhausting, but it was so much fun. All right, who knocked the food over? Somebody's knocked the food bowl over, one of them. You're quite loud. Is there a reason for that? Is there a reason for that? Hello? Is there a reason for that? Are you being turtly? Hello? I know. You tell me that every time I come down here. I don't know whether to believe you or not. How'd you make your beak so dirty? Oh, well. Alright, y'all. I know that's loud, so I'll get off of here. But love you all, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.